we go!
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and Angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan, and you are listening to the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, the place to find my RAW and UNCUT in podcast form. This episode is going to be fire, Angry Cowboys fans. We're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys training camp and how the team looks thus far. We're going to be talking about Trey Lance and his future with the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to be talking about the contract situation between Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. And I'll be answering a question that was presented to me in the comments section having to do with my thoughts on Skip Bayless being fired from Undisputed. So if you're with it, let's get it. Let's go. If you haven't been living under a rock, every Dallas Cowboy fan knows training camp has been going on, and there's been a few standout players that have been getting some much-deserved recognition on the offense as well as the defensive side of the ball. On the offense, players like Jalen Tolbert, who has been making strides at becoming that wide receiver 3 that the Dallas Cowboys need. Jalen Brooks is right there on his tail, though. Jalen Brooks is looking pretty good in training camp. There's also been another wide receiver who's been looking pretty good. That's Tyron Billy Johnson. He's been looking good in the clips that I've seen coming out of training camp. He's been on target with Dak Prescott as well as Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. He's been getting the reps with the first team. I honestly believe that that's due to CeeDee Lamb not being at training camp, though. On the defensive side of the ball, DeMarvion Overshown has been showing up and he's been showing out. I've been looking forward to seeing him hit the field ever since last year, his rookie year, whenever he went down to that unfortunate injury. I have been looking for him to hit the field since then. And the rookie, Maurice Leofau, he's been like a sponge, soaking up the opportunities that have been handed to him. Even the linebacker from the USFL, Willie Harvey, he's been able to impress in the clips that I've seen. One noticeable clip was the interception that he had on Trey Lance. Cowboys Nation also got a boost going into the season. Trayvon Diggs was able to get out there and participate in the 7-on-7 drills, and he looked good. He looked very agile, very confident in that knee, and that was a question that I had coming into this training camp. How would he trust that knee? And it looks like he's trusting it really well. But it was good to see him out there, off the PUP list, and ready to go into battle with his teammates. Overall, the defense looked pretty impressive. The only thing that brought me pause was a clip that I seen of the defensive line getting pushed by the offensive line. The D-line got pushed off the line of scrimmage so far that it allowed Rico Dowdle to scramble up the middle for a touchdown. We can't be having that, Cowboys Nation. Everyone who rocks with this channel knows that I believe that the battle is won in the trenches. Whoever wins the battle at the line of scrimmage usually wins the game. Though it was impressive for me to see our offensive line creating gaps as big as the Grand Canyon, we need that defensive line to tighten up. We also need Jerry and Stephen Jones to go out there and find us a defensive tackle that can clog up the middle. I understand that's why we drafted Mozzie Smith, but I'm a guy who loves security. I love to see great depth pieces on the roster. With Trayvon Diggs back in the year that Deron Bland had last year, teams are going to want to run the ball against us. That's been our Achilles heel for a number of years, Cowboys Nation. If we can get the defensive line situated, I feel our defense will rank in the top 5 this year. As far as position battles go, there have been a few that have taken place that kind of pokes my interest a little bit. The 2 that I'm talking about is Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, and Brock Hoffman and Cooper Beebe. These 2 position battles are going to be great to continue to see. Like Cooper Rush in the QB2 position, the center position is Brock Hoffman's to lose. During this offseason, I've been hearing about how Brock Hoffman has been the first one in the gym and the last one to leave out. He's been working on his footwork and putting in overtime to secure his position. The best part of it is if Brock Hoffman wins the battle, we have a decent choice at the position. If they're better than Tyler Biadasz, That's yet to be seen, Cowboys Nation. But this gives me a great segue into our next topic, and our next topic is QB3 Trey Lance. You Angry Cowboys fans know how I feel about this situation. I hate the fact that Trey Lance has to go through what he's going through during his development stage of his career. And I also hate the fact that Cooper Rush has to defend his job when all he has done is succeed for the team in his position. But that's a common theme for this team. They like to get rid of the people that actually succeed in their position. We don't have to go into the statistics because I've covered them on numerous occasions and numerous videos. The man has a 6-1 record as Dak Prescott's backup, but we're here putting his position on the line just because Jerry Jones wanted to experiment last year. But I know this entire portion of the podcast is going to sound like I hate Trey Lance or something. I don't hate Trey Lance. I don't, Cowboys Nation. I honestly hate the fact that Jerry Jones put him in a situation when it wasn't needed. Cooper Rush was doing a hell of a job as the backup and sacrificing a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance? We could have used that pick for a defensive tackle or a running back. The thing is, I kind of understand where Jerry was trying to go when he attained Trey Lance from the 49ers. Jerry wanted a younger, more athletic, and mobile quarterback in the position, trying to keep up with the league and its recent infatuation with mobile quarterbacks. When you see Trey Lance on the field and he takes off running, it is a sight to behold because he is fast as a mofo. He has the size to be able to withstand hits, and he's very nimble on his feet with a cannon for an arm, y'all. Wonderful attributes to have in today's NFL. The thing is, his lack of accuracy, his lack of pocket awareness, field sense, the ability to read a defense, especially the defense that Mike Zimmer is cooking up. He lacks the composure to stay in the pocket, and when it collapses, establish another pocket, set his feet, and throw an accurate pass. His throw on the run's not there as well. But I don't trip on the training camp interceptions or anything. Those are going to happen, and I like to see them because that means that our defense is balling out. The thing that bothers me the most about Trey Lance is when he chooses to take off and run. Usually, if all else fails, the quarterback will take the ball and run. The way I see it while watching the clips in training camp and the clips of him as a 49er, it seems as when Trey Lance can't find his first read, he panics and he takes off running. In some clips, he would take off running, not giving the play the proper time for it to develop. But speaking for myself, I feel the quarterback needs to have patience, composure, a high football IQ, and the physical talents last. Sure, you can run a 4.92 in the 40, but can you take a 5-step drop, climb the pocket, and throw it without throwing an interception? Typical quarterback stuff? See, this is why I hate talking about this. I feel like I'm not giving Trey Lance enough credit for what he is doing. The thing is, we have to see what he can do and do it on a consistent basis. We'll get our first glance at that during the Dallas Cowboys preseason game, which is August 11th against the Los Angeles Rams, 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 Central. But as far as Trey Lance's future, I truly think Jerry Jones is going to try to shop Trey Lance off to any team that'll give us a better pick than what we spent on him. We spent a 4th-round draft pick on Trey Lance. If the Dallas Cowboys could break even and even get a 4th-round draft pick for him, I would consider that a win. Anything past a 4th-rounder, like a 5th-round draft pick, would be less for the team. If Trey Lance does show that he can handle the pressures of being the QB2 for an NFL team, much less the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry would hold on to him because I don't think teams would start a bidding war over Trey Lance. But you know what they say though, Cowboys Nation? It only takes one team to create a bidding war. So I wish the guy the best of luck in the position battle, and I hope that they pick the better man for the position. Moving right along to the next topic that I got for you. The longer Jerry Jones waits to sign Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, the more expensive they get and the more Cowboys Nation continues to lose faith in the front office. A number of players in those particular situations have been paid. In the wide receiver category, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Tyreek Hill on a huge reconstruction of his contract. I believe the only two that are left are Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb. In the quarterback position, you have Jordan Love, Tua Tagovailoa, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, and Trevor Lawrence. Why haven't we paid Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb yet? One thing that I'm hearing is that Jerry Jones wants to insert a safety hatch in Dak Prescott's contract, just in case they want to get rid of him before the contract runs out. Dak and Todd France ain't having that one bit, and I don't blame them. Either you're believing in me, or you're letting me go, Jerry Jones, one or the other. From my recollection, I never heard anything like this come out of the Tony Romo camp. I never heard anything like this with Tony Romo getting his money. Why is there such a question mark when it comes to Dak receiving his money? CeeDee Lamb breaking the playmaker Michael Irvin's record this past season. The entire offense relying on CeeDee Lamb, running through CeeDee Lamb. If we didn't have him in our lineup, our offense would have been super mediocre. These two men have gone above and beyond expectations as they came into the league. They've become all-pro and Pro Bowlers for this team. The reward they get is to have resistance getting financially secured. That's some bullshit if I ever heard it, Cowboys Nation. They should have been one of the first players to get re-signed. It should have been Trent Sieg, then Dak Prescott, and CeeDee Lamb. That just shows you the level of urgency the Cowboys front office works with. I just have a crazy feeling that if Jerry allows Dak to start the year without a contract, the negotiations are going to be cut by Todd France and Dak Prescott until the start of the 2025 offseason. If they don't pay CeeDee Lamb, yeah, they can franchise tag him. They could probably franchise tag him twice. But I bet my bottom dollar that CeeDee Lamb will request a trade out of Dallas, and I could see him going to the Houston Texans. Could you imagine Stephon Diggs on one side and CeeDee Lamb on the other side? That would be a nightmare pair to face. So if the Dallas Cowboys want to keep their Super Bowl window remotely cracked, they better get to signing these two gentlemen and put a little pep in their step. Like I said in my most recent video, the 3 and 4 letter networks are putting more value on Dak Prescott's price. I have yet to hear Dak Prescott nor his camp want $60 million per year. Now they're saying the Dallas Cowboys will have to pay him $65 million a year or close to $70 million a year. I swear the 3 and 4 letter networks put up so much crap, it's ridiculous. And some of Cowboys Nation believes the bull. So moving on, we're going to get into the comments from Jakendrick Williams 8101, which says, "What's up, Angry Cowboys fan? What do you think about Skip Bayless being let go from FS1? Who do you think will be the face of the network? And do you think people will still watch FS1 now that Skip and Shannon are gone?" I truly appreciate your question, man. Truly appreciate you rocking with the channel. But most importantly, I truly thank you for being DC for life. But I'm going to go off on a tangent here, Cowboys Nation, so please bear with me. I'm sorry, Cowboys Nation, but the debate style show is becoming irrelevant. The only one of significance is First Take. The other debate show, Undisputed, is currently going through some roster management changes, and the fake Dallas Cowboys fan Skip Bayless, yeah, he's fired. I don't care what he said in his video. Ever since Shannon Sharpe was bullied off that show, their ratings have been tanking. They even tried to get Lil Wayne on there to save that show for some reason. The only rappers that they could get on that show to save it would have been Biggie and Tupac, and you know that they ain't getting Biggie and Tupac. The way Shannon was exiled from that show, no one wants to mess with it anymore. I know I don't, but as you have probably guessed, or if you've seen any previous videos, I don't like Skip Bayless as an analyst. I mean, I don't know him as a person. I don't want to say I don't like him and I don't know him as a person. I just feel he uses people in situations to get to the places that he was. Yep, was. He rode the coattails of the 90s Cowboys to glory. He even switched and hitched his wagon to the Michael Jordan-led Chicago Bulls. He tried getting in close with Tom Brady, and he blatantly ridicules LeBron James throughout his entire career. Y'all notice a pattern? Attach yourself to the biggest names and the biggest brands to get recognition. The thing is, Skip got attention in all the wrong ways. So, Cowboys Nation, I want to show y'all 3 clips from another black NFL Hall of Famer who's had a run-in with Skip Bayless. On yesterday's episode of the Fully Loaded podcast, Cris Carters spoke about his run-in with Skip Bayless. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut, and it's hot than a mofo in here. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's go ahead and take a listen to Cris Carter.
I didn't know Skip personally, and I'm going to be honest with you. Skip Bayless is not one of my favorite people.
I can imagine.
Okay. So I'm on there doing the show. I do the show and everything. And then all of a sudden, this is when the Tebow phenomenon was going on. Mm-hmm. And he was a huge Tim Tebow guy. You know, this guy is this,
I remember it.
Okay.
Oh.
So I come on there on a Monday, and, you know, we're trading barbs and everything. We go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I just level set it and was like, listen, if throwing the football is important in the NFL, Tim Tebow will never be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
So he got defensive, and then he came back and said, well, that's why you didn't win a Super Bowl. Okay.
So what'd you say?
Which got nothing to do with nothing.
Agreed.
We went to commercial break.
So you didn't say nothing before commercial. He just said his...
No.
Okay. Good man.
I took my earpiece out, and I told him, I'll never be on your show again. Yeah. And if you ever say anything like that to me again, I'll punch you right in the fucking face.
Good for you. That's why I like you.
That's what I'm talking about. Skip has had issues with a number of black athletes. I put a color on it because it seems to be predominantly black males. If that athlete disagrees with him, he resorts into name-calling and diminishing accomplishments. So before he did what he did to Shannon Sharpe, he did the same thing to Cris Carter while they were on ESPN. But jumping into the second clip, Cris Carter lets the cat out of the bag and pretty much confirms the thoughts that I had when it comes to the debate-style sports analysis. So we're going to take a listen to what they got to say and then come back and talk about it. Roll the clip.
Number one thing you should know about Skip Bayless and some of the programming, the way that it was done at ESPN and at Fox, I'm going to say this, that it's a form of wrestling.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, well, you know who's going to win. You know who's going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's predetermined. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of the arguments and everything are either predetermined or assigned.
You're going to win this one.
And everything is slanted in Skip and Stephen A's favor. Yeah. They pick the subjects, and they pick what side they going to take.
Then you got to defend the other one. It's like showing up to court and picking out what you want to do for. Yeah, let me look at the odds first, then I'll pick my side.
Damn it, I knew it was scripted. I mean, believe me, I think you guys knew that it was scripted as well. I don't know anybody outside of Shady McCoy to hate on another player or a team the way they do on these debate shows. Truthfully, this style of sports analysis is getting old, and the fans want actual facts when it comes to their favorite teams. They don't want to see their teams getting put down on a daily basis. I mean, keep it a buck, it's getting really tiring. Now let's get to the last clip that I got for you. Cris Carter continues to give the behind-the-scenes tea when it comes to the sports debate show. Angry Cowboys fans, listen carefully because Cris Carter uses an analogy that I used in my previous video having to do with First Take. So let's take a listen so we can come back and unpack this raw and uncut. Take a listen.
Yeah.
People show up to support Stephen A.
No doubt.
And then they have to tolerate him.
Correct.
And he knew that. But, you know, to me, you know, like you have to have a heel in wrestling.
Mm-hmm. You do.
You know.
Some of them, everybody, like, literally can't fucking stand.
Yes.
Those they're whiny, screamy, couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag. But it's
a lot
people watch.
The way those shows are developed. I've been in these meetings with these shows. I know the people that produce these shows, people that direct these shows. It's staged. It's staged, and that's why the overall popularity of it has gone down, because people can see through it. Like, how can you hate LeBron James that much? If you're just a reporter.
It would just be weird. I mean, with
you're just a
with
reporter.
everything he's done.
Y'all see, Angry Cowboys fan family? What did I say in my previous video? It's like having the face and the heel of the WWE. I had a feeling that the analysts were given their topic as well as their stance on the position. The head person would pick their stance and the other person would have to counterbalance that stance, even if they didn't feel that way about the team that they were covering. I'm sorry, but that makes me shake my damn head because the majority of the talking heads, they're just characters. Or should I say caricatures? But y'all ready for my Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. To answer the question from Jakendrick Williams 8101, I am happier than a pig in shit that Skip Bayless is no longer on Undisputed. I am happy I won't have to endure banging on the table when the Dallas Cowboys win and throwing his jersey away when the Cowboys lose. I won't have to hear his continued pessimism when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys because it can get super draining, Cowboys Nation. I am truly happy that he won't have a national platform to degrade players and their families. He is truly where he needs to be, and that's at home, suffering in silence. But as far as who's going to take over, I feel the Fox network will probably hand the reins over to Nick Wright. Nick is young, and he doesn't shy away from any take, even if that take is a scorching hot take and it don't make any sense. Nick is a company man, and he loves to toe the line at the company, and I can see him being the face of FS1. But as far as what Cris Carter said, this was the first time that I've ever heard that Cris Carter had a problem with Skip Bayless. I mean, I knew Charles Barkley wanted to put a boot in his ass. He's had issues with Jalen Rose, Richard Sherman, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Dak Prescott, Draymond Green, Chris Bosh, Terrell Suggs, Michael Strahan, Micah Parsons, Shannon Sharp, and Terrell Owens. That's just to name a few. And this is the type of crap that sports debate shows create. These talking heads will get on the set and say some of the most disrespectful things to these athletes for ratings and clicks that it just blows my mind. The thing is, most of these puppets don't believe what they're saying because they're told what to say when they hit the set. They're told how to feel about the topic that they're given. Like myself and Cris Carter said, one has to be the heel and the other has to be the face. It's straight WWE over at the 3 and 4 letter networks, and people are getting sick and tired of it. But I gotta keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. When you have a platform, people listen to you. Even though we just have over 8,000 ACF family members, while others have over 150,000, I still have a responsibility to y'all to give you my responsible Raw and Uncut. To give you an objective opinion when it comes to talking about players or teams. This is why I tell you the truth when it comes to teams like the San Francisco 49ers or the Philadelphia Eagles. I owe it to every single one of you to represent the Angry Cowboys fan brand, Cowboys Nation, and the Dallas Cowboys with class. This is why I coined the phrase, classy Cowboys content. This is why I'm about building within the Dallas Cowboy community. The fans deserve informative and insightful commentary. Calling someone Chris Posh or Russell Westbrook, defaming these men and women who bring us sports entertainment every single day, it's just not something that I rock with, guys. So, debate shows, have your little time in the spotlight because things without substance seem to dissipate rather quickly. Skip lacked substance when he ran Shannon Sharp off the Fox Sports 1 set. Now where's Skip? Getting ready for the NFL season at the crib. This has been your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. What did you think about what Cris Carter had to say about Skip Bayless? Are you glad we don't have to hear from him after a Cowboys win or loss? Let's have an adult conversation in the comments section. If you're digging the content and want to help get it out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on the video and share it with your friends who are Cowboys fans. If you are DC for life and have faith in these players on this Dallas Cowboys team, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release a video, or a podcast episode. ACF family members, I want to apologize once again for my voice. I lost it, but I'm getting it back. But sports fans are getting sick of hearing people yell back and forth at each other. It's time for the 3 and 4 letter networks to start giving the fans some substance before they wind up where Skip Bayless is. And I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in to the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast. As soon as my voice completely comes back, I will hop on the live and catch up with my ACF family members. Remember to follow your man on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X for more ACF content. And also, for $2 a month, you can join the Angry Cowboys Fan Channel membership. Here, you will get the exclusive content you will not find anywhere else. So make sure you hit that join button right now. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan Podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.